Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we were attacked by Castile for some reason. I don't know exactly what their plan was. It did not go well for them. We took this territory. So that's all wonderful. We're going to need to get that cord, of course, and I'd also like to be working on conversions. That is very necessary to get going on that. We can make states. There's no point in doing that right now. We will get to that. We should definitely seize Crownland here. And I'm wondering, do we want to do a sale of titles here? That would make us about 1,000 ducats. How big is our debt? That would almost pay off all of our debt. I feel like it's probably worth it to pay off our debt. So let's go ahead and hop in here. We're going to do a sale of titles. This does not drop us into the tax reduction bracket, so we remain at the same level as far as that's concerned. And we can now come in and repay 2 of our loans. We can't repay all of our loans just now, but that will boost our balance a little bit anyway. So that looks good. I'm noticing our fleet maintenance is a lot lower. Did our naval force limit come up? It did. Cool. So we're 80 out of 79 land force limit right now as well, so we don't really want to expand that. I do want to go through and mothball these forts. I still want to maintain these forts existing, but I don't want to be, maintaining them all the time. So we're going to tune these down. We're not at the point yet where Europe is no longer attacking us, and until we get there, we're not going to want to get rid of a lot of these forts. So that is the overall plan there. So we're going to need to core a number of these locations. We do have some overextension right now. And I want to be working on getting that done. So that all seems wonderful for now. There's a core finishing, and that's understood. We are, of course, moving these guys over to here. And I want these to begin drilling, and these down here to also begin drilling. And that seems absolutely fine. Now, how much do we need here? 1,734 troops per month. Is that accurate? No, we're gaining 578. Okay. I was going to say, 1734 is like 3 times what I thought it was. That would explain it. So this is fine. We are going to need like 48 months to get our manpower back. However, internal conflicts is no longer a thing. When did that go away? I was expecting to have to turn down our land maintenance here to not have to have this go to our armies. That's interesting. I don't know when this went away. It must have gone away sometime during the war. I don't think it should have, though. Huh. Well, that's very interesting. How much are we paying to reinforce right now? 4.1? We might do it anyway. We don't currently have an agenda. That is settable very soon. Let's see what comes up in the agenda. Okay, so this is all fine for now. English, Louisiana, and Colombia want military access. I'm going to accept that, mostly because I want relatively good relations with England right now. We're still working on kicking Castile and Portugal out of this area, but England is quite powerful up over this way. And when we get into wars with England, not if, when, we're going to want to start actually pushing them back in this area, most likely. So that is definitely something to think about. We could invest in a quantity idea. Is that worthwhile right now? We're 7 years ahead of time. And of course, we want to embrace global trade. How are we doing on that? Okay, we're a ways away, but it is spreading in in a lot of these areas, in fact. So that is definitely noted. We've got a 20% institution spread rate, so that is not too bad. Okay, I do want to be rooting out corruption somewhere around here or so, and that'll be fine. We're going to need to ramp that up, but that's absolutely understood. The question still remains, do we want to grab this reinforced cost reduction? Actually, that would be very helpful for us. Do it. So we'll go ahead and do that for now. We're 7 years ahead of time on our military tech, so it's relatively okay. Excellent. Robber barons, huh? Base tax or a base production? We're going to take the base production. We can now set an agenda, and we're going to do exactly that. And what do we want to be at? Well, have a manufactory, and we would gain a free base tax. Manpower to level 50. I don't feel like it's that good of a thing, like that good of a benefit. So that's fine. This would be a base production for building a shipyard or a grand shipyard. Is a shipyard considered a manufactory? I don't think so. Yeah, that's how we would increase our naval force limit. Okay, that's fine, but I'm not too concerned about it. So, I mean, regimental camps would be useful, but we need a lot of buildings overall. Let's go ahead and grab the base production in Havana. I'm actually kind of interested in building a shipyard or a grand shipyard here. So this would be a shipyard in Havana. That's going to boost up our naval force limit, which will save us a fair amount of money and give us a base production in Havana, which would be useful for us, for sure. So that sounds good. And for the moment, we're just trying to recover from all of these wars that Europe keeps throwing at us. We'll get there eventually. Okay, what is this? Military access from these guys? They're at war with Castile. We accept that. We want to help people who are at war with Castile. So that sounds good. We are going to definitely start up this core as soon as we can, but we actually can't do it right now because it doesn't have a path to a cored unblockaded port. So that is this location here. This core would have to finish first, so that means that we should actually work on a die, except that this is 0 overextension. So we're going to have to skip this for right now and go directly to these two and get both of them completed. So that'll be worth 7.2% overextension. We definitely want to get that underway. Cool. So then we're going to get this one finished. And eventually, we'll have all of this coring done. But it will take some time. So we're going to get this core going. That'll be fine. And as of right now, I'm still very, very interested in getting this final loan paid off. How much is that going to be? A total debt of 523. So the total repay is going to be about 575. That's understood. That's absolutely fine. I'm not too concerned about it. We have a free advisor slot. In fact, we have several. And this is not very shocking. Okay, where is this rebel uprising? Quitoan separatists. Okay. So that is down in this region. So we're going to undrill these guys, and let's just send them southward. These guys are going to get drilling. So that'll be fine. We currently need about 17,410 men to reinforce our armies. That seems okay. Portuguese Peru was building a spy network. It's not very shocking. Do we want to lose 50 military power or 10 prestige? I'm going to take the military power here, actually. And we're going to send a missionary out over here, get to work on that conversion. That sounds wonderful. And there's that estate agenda finished. Excellent. Okay, so these guys are definitely taking over some territory over here. Sounds good. We're absolutely okay with that. And at this point, we need to ask the question, do we want to wait on these cores finishing, or do we want to start making states and start full coring some of these areas? And I think the answer is I want to make states. So we're going to do that. It will cost money in maintenance, but once it gets full cored, we'll be able to reduce that autonomy significantly further and start getting actual benefits from all of this territory. So that's good, but it will be expensive in terms of full cores. So let's sort by cost and do it from the bottom up, like this. Those full cores are, of course, instant, and we can get through this fairly quickly. We just need to... Okay, Portugal sowed discontent. I'm not shocked about that. We just need to get through all of this admin power production. Profiteering, huh? Do we care about Matt Lazinka's opinion of us? Kind of? They're very upset about our aggressive expansion. We're not going to be able to annex them for a while, but we could get them up to about an even amount of opinion, so that is definitely a consideration. I think that we are going to let them outcompete us for right now. Local goods produced modifier is probably okay. So that's fine. We're not trying to do too much in terms of like cornering the trade in this area right now because we're so focused on being able to take Europe militarily. Right now, we're not really in a position to be able to have like a large trade navy. So that's definitely something to consider. We can actually start the process of annexing these. That's remarkable. Do it. I expected we'd have to go up to 190. Okay, we'll get started on that. That's really, really good. Are we actually making progress here? Yes, we are. Okay. Yeah, absolutely get started on that. That's amazing. So national unrest minus 0.5, but morale of armies minus 5. And that'll be until the death of our current ruler. We're going to say no. The gods will get no blood from us. That will give us rebellious pops. We already have rebellious pops. This isn't shocking. So we're going to get a full core going here. We just lost a general, and that was the general leading this army. That was our good general. That's unfortunate. Let's roll up a new one and see what we get. That is a mediocre general. Okay. Definitely not ideal. I'm a little surprised these guys haven't popped yet. We've also got Muiscan separatists brewing up here. So they're up in this area. I'm going to unmothball this fort for right now, preemptively, just in case they pop at the same time, which they might. Okay, so national unrest +1, yeah, that is understood. We, of course, have all of our religious reforms, but that doesn't stop us from getting wacky Mayan events, so that's fine. How are we doing on that manpower? 11, 7, 14. Okay, so there's a couple of cores finishing. That is wonderful. We're going to continue to work on full cores here, because it's a long time before we can get this coring. So that's understood. Caribus was building a spy network. That's deeply, deeply unsurprising. I'm going to make this into a state here. How are we doing on our income levels right now? 9.2. Let's move this to here. I want to be rooting out more corruption for right now. So our inflation is going down, and we're also rooting out corruption. We're working on saving enough gold to pay off this loan, and that would be good. But we've got a lot of stability work to do for right now. We definitely don't want to be at war, that's for sure. So for now, we're just chilling. Okay, the Quitoan separatists have spawned. That's a good thing. We want to hop down over here and immediately fight them. Excellent. England is in civil war. They went with for the Queen. Does that mean that their civil war didn't happen? I forget that the way that that event actually works. England was in civil war, for sure. Okay. I mean, they still want our provinces. How strong are they right now? No, I don't want to curry favors with them. How strong are they? So 87k and 11k manpower. They only have 54 ships, but their real strength comes from all of these colonies up here. So that is absolutely understood. Okay, so we win the battle down over here. I'm going to move up to Bogota now, and we're going to work on reinforcing the losses that we suffered here. I'm going to take the 300 ducats here because that will immediately allow us to pay off this loan, and that will allow us to not maximize our rooting out of corruption, but sit around here. So that seems good. I'm going to make another state out over this direction, and we're going to continue to work on this coring. So we'll get all of that completed. Perfect. And we're going to get a few more states completed here soon enough. But we need to get the territorial cores done first. So what do we have next? We have these guys brewing up. They will be spawning soon. Okay. So that's noted. This can now be made into a state, and it will cost us a lot of admin power to get this all fully cored. We knew we would be in a big admin deficit when we took over all of New Granada. That was obviously going to be a thing. Also, we should be prepared for Portugal to attack us soon. That is a thing that's going to happen. We've gotten enough indications. Possibly after this war ends. And Portugal's allied with France. who is currently fighting Austria and Castile. But France is really, really strong. So that's a little spooky. I'm going to improve relation with them again, but there's only so much we can do there. So for the moment, we'll see what ends up happening with that. We still need to reinforce our armies, so that is definitely a thing that we need to have happen. These guys are not drilling because they're on rebel busting duty, so that is understood. I want to make a corps here. So France is currently embroiled in a pretty big war. That means that they're likely not going to want to get involved with us, who, keep in mind, we are a great power. We're number 7 in the great power list right now. So that is all absolutely understood. How are we doing on global trade? It's not spreading very quickly, but it certainly is spreading. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely taking a while. So that is understood. Okay, we can get another corps going here. That'll be good. At this point, we should probably save up for this corps because these are going to finish very soon. Okay, we had these guys spawn up here, which was definitely not expected. Okay, let's make our way up to a die for right now. And this would now be on 2 August. Yes, do that. After we get this morale bump. Okay, there we go. So we're going to move back down over here. They do not get any separatism there. That's perfect. And I do want to be saving up to be able to core this, because that is a doable thing. So we've reached the maximum relations with France. That's understood. Corrupt admirals. Okay, rude. And we'll get these guys back to drilling for right now. Okay, so France is at -110. Like I said, there's only so much we can do here. They want a few of our provinces, which is interesting because I don't think that France actually has any presence in the New World. As far as I'm aware, they do not. So that is definitely interesting to note. Okay, there's another corps coming in. That sounds good. I want to make this into a corps as soon as possible. So that is going to be next month. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another missionary going. That sounds great. Ooh, we gained some population in our colony. That's also excellent. And this is now cored up here, so we can make this into a state. Do it. So that sounds wonderful. On this next month tick, we're going to get going on this territorial core. Then we're going to start working on these full cores again. So we can see here, all of our territorial cores are done, and we just need to work on full cores, but that's going to take a while yet in terms of admin power. So that is absolutely understood. 80 out of 93 on this land force limit. Okay, so these guys haven't spawned yet. They should spawn any moment now. They have a 10% chance, or actually a 20% chance per month to spawn. So that is absolutely noted. We're going to say the gods will get no blood from me. There we go. And let's get ourselves another core going here. But it is only a matter of time at this point before Portugal declares on us. The main question is, do they bring France with them? Portugal's up to 110k in their total troop count. Okay. So we need to start thinking about what we want to do about that. They have a larger navy than we do right now, and they have higher troop count as well. So that's definitely spooky. They would bring with them Caribus, who's not really a threat. They bring with them Portuguese Brazil, who's not really a threat. Rio de Prata, not really a threat. Portuguese Peru, not really a threat. But all together, all of those would be relatively powerful. So there's that. They also have Portuguese California, Alaska, and Australia. California's the closest there by a pretty wide margin. So that's all understood. We do still need a fair amount of manpower to get our armies fully reinforced. What we need here is a friend. And I'm wondering who we could befriend. Who would be powerful enough to befriend? Ottomans would be interesting. They are hostile to us, so there's that. Poland, probably not. They are a long ways away. They're a junior partner of Lithuania anyway. So Lithuania would be the one that we'd want to go for. Out of curiosity, 271 reasons, 217 of those are distance between borders. Okay, so that is all understood. At this point, what we really need is, well, these guys to pop. That'd be really nice. We got a province converted. That's wonderful. We'll get that going, and I do want to make this into a full core. So that is fine. Military access from Inca, we will accept that. They're at war with Portugal. Wait, so Portugal declared on Inca instead of us. That's good. That buys us a little bit of extra time. That'll keep them busy for now, although they will likely declare on us very soon. So we're gaining 667 manpower per month now. That is definitely an improvement. And now we're starting to bank manpower. One of these days, these guys will pop. Right? Probably. One of these days, they will probably pop. Okay, so we're banking manpower right now. What I want to do is I want to expand up our land force limit. So we're currently at 34 here, 15 to 17. So if we have these two armies together, our combat width is 30. And our current combat width with these two armies together is 32. So this is fine. So we need to start bringing this up a little bit. Now we have one too many cavalry here. That's understood. I want to recruit a unit of infantry here. And this cavalry unit will get split off eventually. Not yet, though. Now these guys pop. Okay. So they're out of here. That's perfect. And we are then going to mothball this fort. Excellent. We'll make more full cores here. And we can see our power level is really increasing a lot right now because we are getting all of this full cored. We're starting to see a lot more benefits from this territory that we didn't see previously. So that is good. So yeah, 671 a month. Excellent. Let's recruit another unit here. I just want to be recruiting units for a while. Specifically, I want to take us up to that force limit. Maybe even a little bit higher. I want to max out this army. I say max out. I want to get it to the same size as these other armies. So what's the supply limit here? 34? I mean, that's fine. We'll go ahead and get these guys drilling here. Portuguese Peru was building a spy network. That's expected. Okay, on this next month tick, let's get another unit of musketeers here. But we do need to get more full cores made, or one more full core made anyway. So that's all fine. As I said, as we get these cored up, we're going to be in a much, much better situation. So that looks good. English Columbia canceled the military access that they had. That's, again, to be expected. So we can get another 2 units of infantry here, up to 674 manpower per month, and that's going to continue to improve. So that seems great. Let's continue to convert here. We can see we're at 81% religious unity, which is really not bad. And we'll get all of these converted over reasonably quickly. Okay, Portugal managed to do the first circumnavigation. Congrats to them. We tried a few times. It didn't go well. We didn't expect it to go well, though. Okay, so we're up to 15 here, and then we need, for our backline, we need 17 cannon here. So that is, of course, going to be a little bit more expensive, but we'll get going on that. We have a rebel uprising that is these guys. So we know where that is. That is right up over here. I'm going to stop drilling this army in preparation for that. In the meantime, of course, we're going to continue to pour our manpower into this army. Excellent. And these guys here, they're going to head on up. We don't need another morale bump. This will be fine. 125.91 ducats, and England would get 50 opinion. But they'd get a claim on Panama. The question is, do we think that that 50 opinion would actually help? theoretically it could. So, hypothetically, we would take this up to plus 50, which would put us at minus 61. And then we'd be able to bring it up. Yeah, I don't think it would be enough. I don't want to give them a claim. We're going to tell them no. Their opinion of us goes down. We knew that that would happen. It actually went down by 100. I was expecting it to go down by 50, but okay. That's fine. So we're going to continue to expand out over this direction. And we probably took a few losses here, so how much is that going to be? Not much. Okay. Back to drilling we go. Excellent. We can get more coring done, which we would be very happy to do. And we're going to convert another province to Mayan. There we go. More religious unity on the way. So we're getting these cannon recruited here. We're looking more and more powerful every month on paper. So that's great. We can seize land at this moment, and we definitely want to do that. So we're going to seize that right on back. We can sell titles. I don't want to do this unless we are in an emergency situation. So we're going to keep that on the table for now. Lose 50 military power or 10 prestige again. Let's lose the 50 military power, but I'm not happy about it. So we're currently at plus 50 here. 30 of that is global trade. We're 2 years ahead of time. We definitely want to get this mil tech. So that is certainly noted. We don't have any advisors right now, and that's, I think, fine. Although maybe we do want advisors. What are we at right now for our rooting out of corruption? Okay, let's put it about here. Let's not get advisors for the moment. I want to let this corruption continue to drop as we continue to expand this army. So the force limit is currently 95. We're going to be approaching that. Okay, now it's 96, so that's nice. And we can get another corps going eventually. Castilian, Louisianan separatists, so these guys are going to be up over here again. Yeah. That's fine for now. Let's keep an eye on that, though. And down over here, of course, I want to continue to grab more cannon. This army needs to be bulking up in its power level. So overall, we need to be building up our power level on paper and making it less likely that we get attacked. That's the idea here. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to build up, and if this goes much longer without getting a war declared on us, we might declare on somebody like English Mexico. If we can do that without actually fighting England, that would be amazing. We'll see if we can pull that off. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.